and welcome to today's video. So today's video is a hospital update for Sam. Today is the 23rd of May and we had 2 appointments today at the VA. Our first appointment this morning was with wound care because of Sam's ankle, and
we actually got a lot of information there.
Yes.
The wound itself is healed.
The wound is actually healed. What we saw on top was it's called a Meta Honey, and it's pretty much like what, freeze-dried honey.
I don't really know how to say it. It's a medical dressing.
Medical honey dressing, and it was like stuck in this spot, and the RN got it cleaned out and was like, look, it's healed. That's skin. So
it's as good as it's ever gonna get.
It is as good as it's gonna get. She said the redness is due to like iron deposits in his leg, and
it'll eventually fade out of the red and all turn brown.
So he has ankle and foot exercises that he has to do on a daily basis, where like flex his foot out for a count of 4 and pull it up for a count of 4 and flex it out for a count of 4. And he's supposed to do that 40 times.
I don't think I can do 40 times right now, honestly.
At least, she said, if for someone in a wheelchair, 4 times a day. And so Sam and I talked about it, and we're like, well, and he's kind of shuffling a little bit when he walks. He's not really flexing his foot. So
they don't do it.
It doesn't. Period. So we're like, okay, you need to be do it at least 3 times a day, like in the morning, during like at lunch and before bed. So that's something that he'll work on. And she was telling us a lot of things about like making sure it stays clean, and and she's like, you don't have to worry. We have 3 refills of the Band-Aids and the Meta Honey, and she's like, keep it, get those refilled, and the
Band-Aids they gave me I can wear solid for a week. And the shower shouldn't affect it. I can't go in the hot tub, can't go in the pool, can't go.
He can't wear them in the pool. He can go in the. She said that she doesn't recommend going in the hot tub, at least if he's by himself. But we don't. If we are going to a hot tub, we're together.
Yeah.
So she's like, make sure to keep an eye on it. Don't do it for a long period of time. Okay. But
it's as strong as my ankle and weak leg is ever gonna get.
Yeah. So pretty much what we're taking that to mean is that no matter how much PT and OT he does, he's going to have the cane and the walk or the walker on a pretty permanent basis.
Yay.
So that appointment actually only lasted about 20 minutes. It was really.
And she told us more in those 20 minutes than we had from a year of other people.
Yes. So after that, but before that, Sam can't find his VA ID card, and so we went to Health Benefits, refilled out some paperwork there, and got a new card ordered, and then it'll be shipped to the house, and we should have it within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So we did that before the appointment, had the wound care appointment, and then after the wound care appointment, we decided to go. They're like, she's like, we don't even know how you got this appointment, because typically you have to be referred to us from primary care. Who's your primary care? And we're like, well, we don't know. He hasn't had a primary care since he was on Care Team 6. And that was in 2015. And she's like, well, they're like, you need to go down and get on a primary care team. And we kept running into this one person who worked at the hospital. Every time we turned around, he was there to point us to the next spot that we needed to go. We don't know his name, but he was awesome. So we got there, and we ran into him in the hallway when we were headed to go to primary care check-in to get on a care team. And he's like, oh, well, you can just do that right here. And I'm like, oh, okay. So Sam got out of the bathroom. We did that. So we're on Care Team 14 now. He has an appointment next Wednesday, which is May 31st at 1:30. She's like, we'll need you to do some labs. And we're like, we've got time. We can do them now. So we went to the lab and got the lab work taken care of. And we found out that on Tuesdays, it's Popcorn Tuesdays. And they fill, and I mean fill. a gallon-sized Ziploc bag of buttered popcorn for $1. So we were quite happy and content, and you could smell it all over the hospital. You can smell this popcorn. And all you saw was people, all the cute little old residents carrying around their bag of popcorn. And so we got our popcorn, went to labs, and then from there we went up to GI, which was our 2:30 appointment, to find out if we could get in any sooner. And they're like, no, the GI clinic doesn't even open until 1. We're like, okay. So we went from the VA hospital across town to Botanica, where we had lunch, and there was like 2 schools there on a field trip. So we ate our lunch, we took stuff to make PB&Js and chips, so, you know, a little picnic at Botanica, and walked around a little bit. They've got dinosaurs around the world going on, and we will have a video at some point of that. That exhibit is there through October, so we will get that. But today it was muggy and kind of gross, and so we took some video pictures like for shorts and stuff, but we didn't really vlog. And there was so many little kids around that we were like, this is different than Disney, where people kind of expect vlogging and stuff to happen. We just opted not to do it today. So we got back. Sam was very tired after walking around the kids section. So we went back to the car and headed back to the VA, got in and got to GI, and they're like, let's go ahead and get you checked in, and the waiting room for gastrointestinal is down the hallway. So we got checked in, went down the hallway, and we had no sooner sat down than they're like, Sam Hall, and we're like, oh, okay. So they got all of the information. When they're asking questions like, man, we're gonna have to ask you to step out of the room for a moment, they always ask if you feel safe at home. And Sam's like, yeah, I feel safe with her. It's the cat. Peach and I try to take him out. So then we went to the gastrointestinal, and we had a PRN, so a nurse practitioner, and he was awesome. He went over every little detail, had several different options of things that we could do to find out what exactly is going on.
And possibly what he thinks.
Right. He said there's a possibility that it could have some sort of dealings with celiac. They're still waiting on blood work from that, from when we were in the hospital last week.
Then there's Crohn's disease and ulcer.
Ticulitis or something like that. So in the next couple of days, they will be calling us to schedule what is it? They're gonna do like
a colonoscopy and a camera down my throat and in my stomach.
Yeah, it's a colonoscopy, a kind of a camera down the esophagus into the stomach, and several biopsies. Biopsy at the top of his intestines, the bottom of his intestines, and they're gonna biopsy his hemorrhoid. You'll be out for about, the total for everything to get done will be roughly an hour, maybe a little more, or a little less. Obviously I will not want to be there by myself, so we will definitely have Dad take us down there for that, because I don't want to be I've done waiting on him being in surgery by myself before, and it's not a fun thing. So we will definitely have Dad or Mom and Dad go with. Yeah. They said that he'll be fine.
Hopefully she wears a pair of shoes. Matching shoes.
Okay, there's a funny story behind that. When Sam had a spinal tap back in 2015, we had to be on the road super early, and so Mom had 2 pairs of shoes that looked roughly the same, and she literally put on one of each shoe to go out the door. And so it's kind of become a running joke, almost to see if Mom has matching shoes on. We're always like, Mom, do your shoes match? And she's like, at this point she's like, guys, it's been almost 10 years. And she's like, we're like, it's still funny. But so hopefully we'll be able to get that scheduled kind of like first thing in the morning, because he cannot eat after midnight. The only thing, he's got to drink this like stuff to completely clean him out.
I have to, the full day prior, I'm only allowed clear liquids, whether it's broth, whether it's Jello, whether it's water. That's the extent of what I'm allowed the day prior.
So he's really gonna want to eat something after this procedure's over. And they said that it's not even a long like recovery like afterwards. You're pretty well good to go after like what, 30 minutes we have to wait. So that's kind of what's going on with that. So that should be getting scheduled shortly. But overall, all the appointments went really well, and we're really happy with the results that we have been like getting, even though we still don't really know much.
More.
We know more than what we did before, and knowing more than we did before is what counts at this point. So that's it for kind of our VA update.
Then we got handicap plaques.
Yes. While we were going to Botanica, I called and left a message for the nurse for the primary care that he saw here last week, and said, hey, Sam forgot to ask about a handicap placard that he can use while we're driving, so that he doesn't have to walk as far. And she called us back about what, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes later.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, we were able to do a 6-month one. Anything past that we'll need to reevaluate at the end of November. So we got back into Hillsboro, and it's currently 4:25. We got back into Hillsboro about 3:30. I ran into the doctor. They just had the paperwork waiting for us, and picked it up, went to Marion to the county courthouse, got in there, got you get 2 in case you have more than one vehicle, or that way if you're going in someone else's vehicle, you can take one with you and not have to worry about if you accidentally leave it. So we have those in the car. We don't have to worry about using one of those when we're with mom and dad, because my dad has his own, so it's not a big deal. And so that is kind of what has gone on today. Like I said, it's currently
tomorrow's quiet. Tomorrow's a little bit of housework, but otherwise tomorrow's quiet.
Yeah, we had to be up super early to get on the road, to be able to grab something to eat, to get to doctor's appointments. So today has been a long day, and so we're gonna just chill out. We're gonna eat some leftovers for dinner and watch a movie. Probably we're watching America Unearthed on Discovery Plus, and we've still got some episodes of that left, so we'll probably end up watching that. And that's about it. So thank you so much for watching this update on our latest appointments at the VA, and thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.